And so there's this locus of control concept. Have you guys heard of this? Living outside in versus inside out. Okay, so those that live outside in, they get their validation or dopamine from something external. So stocks going up, great. Stocks going down, not great, right? Employees happy, great. Employees like mouthing off, not great. And these emotions go up and down based on this, right? But those that live inside out are at cause, right? They affect the world versus the world affecting them, right? And it's a really important concept that people don't really talk about. And I think, or they talk about it, but they don't really tell you how to shift from one to the other, you know? Because obviously, like, if you could live inside out all the time, it'd be amazing, right? But there's times where you wake up, or you're drowsy, or you're sick, or whatever, and you don't feel like you can be in there. Or someone's yelling at you at your team, or like a client, or like something's going off. There's times where you don't. And I don't know if people just don't tell it because they don't know, or if they just haven't really like, or they don't want to like give it out. But I want to be able to tell you guys different things that shift that. And I've spent literally over 6 figures of the last 12 months identifying what the best of the best do to make sure that you guys can get it too. And so I'm just going to give you the shift because I think this identifies the life of a founder pretty well. And so on the left, you're going to see the entrepreneur, and behind him is their family, and behind them are their friends. And they're saying, are we on a ride? And the entrepreneur's like, oh, we're on a roller coaster, right? New customer, need money. I want to quit. This is fun.
That's so true. That's so true.
Right? So everybody experiences this. Everybody. Right? Whether you're at 1 million or 100 million or 1 billion, like some of my friends, like everybody experiences this roller coaster journey. Right? And so we want to make sure that you can get out of it. Anytime that it's going down, there's the loop ends and you're going to go back to being happy. But while you're in it, it's so painful. And so we want to make sure you get out of it. So this is key for this. I've shown you guys this in different ways. This is actually the core behind what are the different stages in the founder levels. And it's the psychology of it. What are your needs at those different levels? At the bottom level is certainty. You got to ask yourself, where do you get your certainty from? Do you get it from food? Do you get it from working really hard? Do you get it from feeling grateful? Where do you get your certainty from? Is it an internal thing or an external thing? Right? And I do this multiple times a day. I'm always checking where these things are coming from because when it's internal, the world's easy, you know? Next is variety. Am I getting variety in my day-to-day? The tricky part about business is if you sit down and get a lot of work done, you can make decent money. And so then we start thinking we got to sit down and get a lot of work done, kind of like that guy on the left. I've been that guy on the left. I think we all have at times. But it does tap out. And so you need this sense of adventure, like you're going on a journey. You don't want to get too comfortable, right? So how do you get your variety? Is it you change up what you eat every day? Is it you talk to different people every day? Or maybe you're going out and trying to interact with people? Or maybe you just feel this sense of adventure, that you're on this treasure hunt, that you're doing something for the people that you love. Maybe you're defending them. Like, where does that variety come from? Next is love and connection, right? Where do you get your love or sense of connection from, right? And a lot of people will get it from external people, right? They're like, oh, that person loves me, amazing. That person loves me, amazing, right? This is great. Or that person said something to me, or that person clearly cares about what I'm building, right? There's many different versions of this. Or it could be, I care. Right? I care about what they're building. I care that this person's in my life. Right? And that's not the exact syntax of both of them, but just find out where you get this stuff from. Right? It's just really simple stuff. And then lastly is significance. This one's tricky because the status is something that's really pushed in the Western culture. Like the higher status you have, the more free shit you get. Like it's actually pretty common. The more money you have, the less you have to pay for stuff. And so it gets really tricky and you can get trapped in this a lot. And so you got to decide where you get your significance from. Is it from, hey, I get to work on really important stuff? That might not be the best. Is it from like, I went to this college or I went to this thing? That also might not be. They're all external. The internal thing is, what's the reason that I do this? Right? What's a really important, significant reason that drives me, that drives other people to do what they do? And when you're there, it gets easier. And there's so many founders the younger founders, they'll come up with like this significance thing to say that they're certain. and they're trying to fake their way through it. You know, they'll be like, I'm going to build this $1 billion, $100 million company. Like, it's going to be great. And those people, you know, are you a little concerned when you hear that? Or you're like, okay, cool. You're just a little concerned. You know what I mean? And so we want to make sure that you're not like switching these at all. And so if you guys have any questions on this, we can go through in much more detail, but this is key. Anytime throughout your day, just if you feel like you're not at cause, you're not driving, you're not overexceeding your goals, check in with yourself. Where are you getting all these things from? Does that make sense? Cool. Once you're above this, you're growing, you're contributing, you're operating at a whole different level, your team is operating at a whole different level, you're attracting the right people in your team. If you're not in this, the right people that solve these things every single day, they're not going to want to join because they don't want to clean up messes.
What's an internally driven significance?
Purpose.
So it's like something that you want to see for humanity that is, well, I would assume out of love.
Okay, so what do you think Steve Jobs, what do you think his significance was? Was it that he sold the most iPhones?
No, it was the highest quality, like the most empathetic computer. That was what, I'm projecting, I'm sure that a part of me is projecting my own beliefs, but I think the satisfaction that he derived was the consideration of the products that he put in the marketplace.
So if you read his book, it's connecting people to their creativity.
So like a tool for creativity.
Just connecting people, anything and everything that would connect people to their creativity. Play them some songs, iTunes, right? Let them pull up videos, iPhone. Let them call the people they love, right? It's anything that does that core thing. And we're going to go into what really drives a company and really grows companies later, because you had asked about that. And so we'll go much deeper into this. But it's the mission and vision statement of your company.